The outbreak of open hostilities between Russian and Ukrainian forces on February 24 saw assessments of the latter's aerial warfare and air defense capabilities gain a newfound relevance. Ukraine's armed forces have received little new hardware since the 1980s, when they inherited a vast arsenal from the Soviet. Here are the Ukraine's 4 most capable aerial warfare assets is given below. The first Su-27S flanker. The Su-27 flanker was widely considered the most capable fighter fielded by any air force in the Cold War era, and from 1985, had formed the elite of the Soviet Air Force. The high-end fighters were inherited by Russia, Ukraine, Belarus and Uzbekistan when the Soviet Union disintegrated, and Ukraine today remains the only Western-aligned country to operate the advanced fighters. The Su-27 remains one of the most capable fighters in Eastern Europe, but with 1980s electronic warfare countermeasures, armaments and sensors, its ability to go head-to-head with 21st-century Russian fighters technologically 2 to 3 decades ahead of it remains negligible. The Su-27 has a long range, it also has heavy weapons and high agility. The second MiG-29A Fulcrum. Approximately half of Ukraine's fighters capable of air-to-air combat are MiG-29s, which were developed in parallel to the Su-27 as a lighter and cheaper counterpart and entered service from 1982. The fighters have much shorter ranges, weaker sensors and rely on shorter-ranged missiles, and like the Su-27s are effectively obsolete despite the advanced flight performances of their airframes. The MiG-29 does have an important advantage over the Su-27 however, which is its ability to operate from makeshift and very short runways, which reflects its purpose as an aircraft designed for operations near the front lines. This is potentially particularly valuable for Ukraine as airfields come under missile attack. While modern MiG-29 variants such as the MiG-29M are considered among the most capable in the world for their weight range, while originally oriented towards combat against any enemy aircraft, many MiG-29s have been furnished as multi-role fighters capable of performing a number of different operations, and are commonly outfitted to use a range of air-to-surface armaments and precision munitions. Next, S-300PS. Some of the oldest variants of the S-300 air defense system, the S-300P/PS/PT medium-range systems from the 1980s form the backbone of Ukraine's air defenses. Although the S-300 has gained a reputation as a world-leading system, with the S-300V4 variant in production in Russia today, Ukrainian S-300s were not designed for defense of large areas, do not have a multi-layered defense capability, and provide a much more limited degree of situational awareness. Their lower mobility and aging electronic warfare countermeasures leave them highly vulnerable to Russian air defense suppression assets. The S-300 was nevertheless far ahead of its time in the 1980s, and is still one of the more capable air defense systems deployed today with its combination of mobility and a respectable range comparing well against most. Last Stinger missile. With Ukraine's fighter fleet and air defenses having only very limited capabilities, the country's most effective means of threatening enemy aircraft may well be the deployment of handheld surface-to-air missiles, with Ukraine's entirely obsolete tank units making handheld Javelin anti-tank missiles its most dangerous anti-armor assets. A Soviet 9K-38 Igla portable surface-to-air missile reportedly shot down a Russian Su-34 strike fighter. These man-portable systems will thus likely cause far more damage to aircraft than all other Ukrainian air defense assets combined. As very easily concealable heat-seeking assets, the systems are extremely difficult to neutralize and are immune to traditional air defense suppression methods relying on anti-radiation weaponry.